So hello friends, a very good morning to all of you. A very sunny day. Maybe the temperature may rise, but our temperature will not rise. We are in full enthusiasm to study. Again, this interesting, a very nice topic, continuing this electrophysiology of the heart, where we have discussed the fast response action potential. Okay. Um, and we said there are 5 phases in fast response action potential. We have a phase 0, that is the depolarization phase. Okay, a rapid depolarization one, and then we had phase 1 where we had an early repolarization, not depolarization, because the graph was going a little bit down. There was slight decrease in the curve, and then it was attaining a plateau phase, which was called the phase 2, basically because of the potassium efflux and calcium channel opening. And there was a curve which was going then down to the depolarization, and was known as the phase 3. It was due to the IK, uh, in which more of the potassium ions were leaking out of the, not leaking actually, discharged from the cell, and the cell was attaining a resting membrane potential, which was a phase 4, due to the sodium potassium ATPase pump. Now there is another which we wrote yesterday, the B, that is slow type of. B is a slow type, guys. So slow response action potential. Slow response action potential. Slow response action potential. To understand it better, I would like to speak a simple word, that this slow, what is this slow response action potential? This is that action potential which is seen in the pacemaker tissues, which is seen in the nodal tissues, mostly seen in the nodal tissues. So how many, which nodes do you remember in the heart? In the heart, which nodes do you remember? SA node and AB node. It's so simple. Even if it takes time for you to write, then it should not be like that. SA node and AB node will be SA node and AB node will be the slow response. You will see slow response action potentials in these. Okay. How many phases were in phase fast response action potential? There were 5 phases. But in slow, there are 3 phases. There are 3 phases. Very nice. So in slow, there are 3 phases. Okay. We have phase 0. We have phase 1, not present. Phase 2 may be present or can be absent. I want to make it clear here. Okay. Why I am saying 3 phases, you will understand. Just listen first. Phase 0 is a slow upstroke. There is, this is the depolarization phase I will be teaching you. Then a phase 1 which is absent. Phase 2 may be or may not be present, plus or minus I wrote. So this is also not considered because I have written the 3 phases. Then we have phase 2. Okay, may be present, may not be present. Phase 3 is the repolarization phase, and phase 4 is again the RMP. Are we clear? So how many phases? How many phases? Phase 0, phase 3, phase 4. Is there any doubt in this? So if I tell you, if I try to draw something for you, so first listen. See, did you saw? Please give me answers first, then you can write. If I was drawing the yesterday's graph, I was actually drawing a baseline, and then I was making a rapid upstroke. There was no delay. There was no delay. This was a sharp upstroke. This was a sharp upstroke. But if I take time to reach this, if I draw like this, let me draw like this. I start here and see, then I reach up. Am I taking time? Am I taking time to give the upstroke? Am I taking time? See, I'm taking time. There is a difference. This is direct up. This is taking time and then reaching up. So in slow response, before a sharp upstroke can happen, as we had seen in the myocardial cells yesterday, isn't it? We had seen this. Okay, this was yesterday seen. Here I am able to see a gradual slope. I am able to see a gradual slope. Now what happens, this is in the SA and AV node, is that depolarization is gradual and RMP is approaching to minus 60. So here I will be drawing some graphs here. If this is minus 60, if this is minus 40, and if this is 0, okay. So this will be happening. There will be a depolarization will happen in a gradual way, isn't it? This was, you were calling this depolarization, but here I'm telling you gradual way. It's not going that sharply upstroke. Okay, it takes some time to reach there. And RMP is approaching to minus 60 again. See, RMP approaches to minus 60 again, and then again starts, then goes up, then goes like this. See, I'll be drawing. Then comes again to minus 60, then goes up. So it is coming to minus 60 only. Is it clear? Yesterday I was at minus 90 down, and then here I was 0, and then here I was plus 20 something. Clear? So here I am reaching minus 60 again, minus 60 again, minus 60 again. This gradual slope, let me take a sparkle pen. This gradual slope from here to here, this gradual slope is called pacemaker potential. This gradual slope is called pacemaker potential. So which value, if I say, if a pacemaker potential reaches minus 60, if a pacemaker potential reaches minus 60, will it fire? Firing will occur. Okay, and then you will have a sharp upstroke. Sharp upstroke. Are we clear? Did you see any plateau in SA node? Do you see any plateau in SA node? Can you see any plateau in the pacemaker? Very nice. Here you can see no plateau in SA node, no plateau in AV node. So in the action potential, there is no plateau. Why is this happening? So I will write here for you. Okay, I will write here for you. So phase 4 is also called as pre-potential, also called as pacemaker potential, also called as diastolic depolarization. Now who is doing this phase 4? For funny and inward funny current sodium channel is doing this. Phase 4 pre-potential is basically done by inward funny. There are so many there. It's calcium channel also. Okay, there is potassium channel also is doing this. So first I will talk about. So this 4 is done by number 1. Okay, or number A. Inward funny current. Funny type of sodium channel. So there is a slow type of sodium channel. Slow type of sodium channel, which is also called H channel. Have we written everything fine? I am at the phase 4. That is phase of slow depolarization. Okay, clear? Sorry, phase 4 is because slow diastolic depolarization, I should say. Okay, And who is causing this? Number one is inward funny sodium channel. The funny about this thing is that this sodium channel will get activated when the cell becomes hyperpolarized. When your membrane potential goes towards the hyper, can you understand hyperpolarization? Hyperpolarization means going more negative, negative, negative. Like I say -10, it is polarization. -2 is polarization. When I say hyper, I will take something to high like -50, -40. Hyper going more negative, negative, negative. So if the potential, hyperpotential, this polarization goes towards hyperpolarization, that is beyond -50 millivolt, this channel will get activated. Can I say IF, this sodium funny channel, is a hyperpolarization induced channel? Yes, that's why we call it H channel. The reason for H channel is that it gets activated at hyperpolarization. That's why we call it hyperpolarization induced channel, That's why we call it. So at -50 millivolt, this channel will be activated because minus is minus. You are going more towards negative. -20 is -20 is more negative than -10. -30 is more negative than -20. -40 is more negative than -30. -40, -50 is more negative than minus. In that way, I'm saying. Okay. Now then we go towards the another channel who is causing this phase 4, that is inward calcium current. Inward calcium current. If I say calcium current, can I write it ICA? Yeah. Can I write this IF? Isn't it? Yesterday taught. Please watch the yesterday's lecture. Okay. Which type of channel is involved? A rapid type of T-type calcium channel. A rapid T-type calcium channel will do this. A rapid T-type calcium channel will do this. Fine. And then we have a decreased outward potassium current. So IK, decreased outward potassium current. Okay, fine. What happens is that there is a reduced potassium permeability and increased permeability of sodium, IF. Now you tell me, if this is my resting membrane potential and this is my threshold potential. This resting membrane potential was, for example, I'm giving you -90. -90 threshold was at -45. That means what is threshold? That is at this point only I will be getting the depolarization. My action potential will start, isn't it? Isn't it, guys? Please answer me. Action potential will start at this blue point. When I keep more of positive charges inside the cell, do I have to give more positive charges to depolarize the cell or less positive charges to depolarize the cell? I hope everyone is not answering. I will take the person on audio also. Don't worry. It's not a problem. I will take you on audio to listen what you have understood. So don't worry. Yeah. No. If you are keeping, it is less is needed, my dears. How will you take more? Simple thing is there. This is my -90. This is -90 millivolt and this is -45. If I give more positive charge, it will bring it more towards 40, more towards 30. Are we clear? Are we clear? That means I need less positive charge to depolarize the cell. I don't have to give that much positive charge, because if you increase the negativity, I have to increase the positivity also. The strength of the stimulus will be also increased. So that means that's why we say this. If something is trying to keep more positive charges inside, means this is a cell. I hope you are not understanding. This is a cell, and if I say this is -45 outside, -45, and I have another cell which is -20 inside, which of the following do you think can become fast? Do I need to give, not fast, do I need to give less amount of charge to make positive? Less positive charges. How much less positive charge? B. Very nice answer, because it is already towards zero. It is already towards zero. because it's I will need less positive charges to make it depolarized. Same way I am speaking, uh, if something is a process is going in the cell, if this 20 type, this B type of the cell is having a process where you are able to conserve the positive charges, be it any positive charge, calcium or potassium, are you actually increasing the cell's positivity inside? Are you increasing the positivity in that sense? Not that plus, but yeah, reaching towards by zero, I mean, as a standard, isn't it? So do you think that the threshold membrane potential is coming more closer towards action potential, the resting membrane potential, sorry? Yeah, so no, the graph will come down like this, narrow, isn't it? I have taught you already in the, so I will take less time to depolarize also, and also less charges to depolarize this. So that's why I am saying this potassium reduced, if I am saying potassium is not going out and I'm increasing the permeability of sodium, can I say I will be causing more firing pre-potentials, because I have already the positive charges inside. I will be producing some pre-potentials. Are we clear? So that is the concept I have taught you in the nerve physiology. You should go to those lectures. So you have to give those pre-potentials. They will be producing those pre-potentials in the cell. Okay. Are we clear? So let us go to phase 0 and then I will be making a graph. Okay. Phase 0. Yeah. So phase 4 is done. Phase 4 is done. Now I go to phase 0. See guys, phase 0 is depolarization. Phase 0 is depolarization. And depolarization is because of dash calcium channels. I have taught you AV node, SA node, calcium channel. Calcium channel. Which type of calcium channel? L type of calcium channel. L type of calcium channel. L type of calcium channel. Then I will be explaining later on. Okay, there is something I am keeping it, stopping it here to speak because I have to teach you something. As when yesterday I told you to make a hinge type of a copy, there I will be teaching you more things. Okay, so this is actually something which I only know how to teach you. So don't worry about anything. I want you to have that concept in the brain so that you don't forget. Okay. Phase 3 is basic. Phase 0 is calcium type. So what will happen inside the cell? Will you see a stroke? Will you see a stroke? Yes, you will see a graph going up because you are doing depolarization, isn't it? Because you are doing depolarization. I will be making the graph later on. Just write it here only. Phase 3. What is phase 3? What comes after depolarization? What happens after depolarization? What what step comes after depolarization? Should write in short, I can understand. Can write even initial also, I can understand. It is repolarization. How much time you take to write also? Repolarization. So this repolarization is because of, should I make the calcium channel inactive so that repolarization happen? Yes, sir. Inactivate the calcium channel. Inactivate the calcium channel. Clear? Should I increase the positive conductance outside? Potassium conductance like yesterday we did here to bring down everything down. See here I was throwing potassium out. Can I throw potassium out also here? Yes. So right, it is so much simple. If you understand one concept, then it will help you understand every concept. So potassium. So potassium should be increased. So increase the conductance of potassium. Increase the potassium conductance. Which channels? IK1 and IK channels. Isn't it? Okay. So these are the channels through which they are flowing. So these currents will be through these channels. Are we clear, guys? Now listen to the listen. Now let us make a graph for you. Okay. Now see. Let us make like this. I am making a graph for you for this SA node and AV node. That is the pacemaker potential. Pacemaker. So if I draw it like this, it's a graph. And for example, here I am minus 80. This is minus 60. This is minus 40. This is minus 20. This is 0 millivolt, and this is plus 20. Okay. Now I start here like this and just begin like this. So I should make it more in a slow way. Let me take a black pen so that you get it more. I would like to make some lines here, okay, so that you understand it more clearly. I would like to make a clear line like this. Then I make for 40 also. Then I make for 20 also. Now I draw black lines. Now see, I am still below minus 60. I am still below minus 60 and this is minus 80, okay, minus 80. I am still below minus 60 and here I am going to draw like this. Now here I touched the 60 line and now I am going towards the 40 and here I will take a stroke to be more clear. Here I will take a stroke and reach above the 0 millivolt and then I will be coming down and then here only. Next stroke will start at again the 60 point. Yes, I told you already, isn't it? Clear? So which phase should this be at minus 60? Which phase should this be at minus 60? Minus 60, you are taking an upstroke, a slope is happening. What should be phase? This phase. Beautiful answer. Beautiful answer. This should be phase 4. This should be phase 4. So phase 4 should be dash. Phase 4 should be dash in case of this. You should tell me a specific name for this graph. Beautiful answer. Pacemaker potential. This is a pacemaker potential because we are using it for the pacemakers. If you say resting membrane potential, then it is also okay. But yeah, it is not giving that meaning to us. Okay. Yeah, because I taught you already. It is known by so many names. It is also known as pacemaker potential. It is known as diastolic depolarization, pre-potential, phase 4. Okay. So this is your this. Then you reach a phase where you have a stroke, depolarization phase. Depolarization phase, phase dash, 0. This is 0, isn't it? 0. Okay. So this should be phase 3 then. This should be phase 3. This should be phase 4 again. Again going like this. Again like this. Again like this. Again at 60 takes a stroke. Again at this. Again at this. Again at 60 takes a stroke. Again at this. 60 takes a stroke. Again at this. Are we able to understand how SA node is working? That's why it's tick, 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 waiting again and again. It's reaching the same baseline potential. I will be telling you later on. Don't worry. So what should I write in place of 0? Which ion should I write in place of 0? Please, my dears, my genius people, right here. Which ion? Beautiful answer. It's calcium because it's depolarization and nodal depolarization is calcium induced. But yesterday you saw in the myocardial cell where the first response was happening due to the sodium influx, phase 0. This is also phase 0. I'm comparing phase 0, phase 0. Can I say simple? I think acid nodal is very much simple graph, isn't it? It does not take so much time to make plateaus. But yeah, the beautiful graph, believe me, is the myocardial because not that curve it has. No, I told you yesterday I like this curve, isn't it? So this is the 3. So 3 should be dash ion. 3 should be dash ion. 3 should be dash ion. 3 should be dash. Beautiful answer. Beautiful answer. Beautiful. Today I took my spat word. Beautiful answer. Okay. Potassium. Because people want me to speak beautiful, so I spoke beautiful. Now you tell me calcium going in or out in 0 phase? Calcium going in or out? In. Calcium going in. Potassium going dash. Potassium going dash in 3rd phase. Out, out, out. My dears, how in, out? It's simple. Because you are repolarizing, so you should throw the positive charges outwards. Okay. Are we clear? Who is having a doubt in this? Can I make a current? Can we make currents? Can we make currents? Can we write currents? Can I write here IK? Can I write IK? Okay. Can I write here IK? Can I write here IK? Why? IK means decrease in potassium efflux is happening at this moment. Decay. Can I write here decay here? IK. Here I write only IK because it's no opening of potassium channel. Here I am decreasing the positive efflux. Okay. Can I write here ICAT? Before the calcium can go in this, ICAT is starting from here. ICAT, opening of transient calcium channels. Transient they are opening so that they can give little bit of depolarization inside. Little bit of depolarization. So that the resting membrane potential becomes more closer to threshold, or you can see in either way. Rather it should be threshold membrane potential becomes more closer to the resting membrane. So you will be saying, sir, what is this threshold? I have taught this in the basics first day, 100 times repeated. You have to go to those lectures where nerve physiology and listen that lecture with full concentration of mind. Then you can understand. Okay. And then we had ICAL. Do we remember ICAL, long lasting calcium channel? So can I say here it is because of 0, this is because of ICAL? Can I say this is because of ICAL? For long time calcium is there. Yeah. So this is the concept I gave yesterday to you, all the channels I wrote in the beginning and taught you where what channel is what, and then you were able to understand. Okay. Is there any doubt? So what is the concept of this slow response potential? It is that we saw that the pacemaker potential is reaching a minus 60 millivolt. Firing will start and there will be a sharp upstroke, isn't it? Can you see the sharp upstroke at minus 60? Yeah. And there develops that sharp upstroke and there is no plateau presence in the slow response. So what happens that at the peak of every, means at the end of depolarization, potassium efflux will start. Can you see the potassium efflux? Yes, potassium efflux is happening. Okay, and then you will be having the opening of again those transient calcium channels so that you can influx more of the calcium and start this pre-potential. Can you see this pre-potential happening at the beginning? You know, the repolarization was not ending. You did not give the time for the repolarization to end. It should have ended here and then become a baseline. You started in the midway. This is what is a pre-potential. You have actually conserved, you have actually, given that kick to this point. Okay. And when, see, slowly everything is accumulating, isn't it? Slowly everything is accumulating. And when this reaches that threshold, it fires. When it reaches that threshold point of this, it fires. And firing leads to opening of long-lasting calcium channels. Remember, long-lasting calcium channels. So whatever strokes you see is long-lasting. Whatever is starting the pre-potential is that transient calcium channel. No, channels are opening. Can you understand my point? I have taught this already, but I won't. So transient means it is little bit transiently open. I've taught these things in the beginning, so you should refer to that lecture because otherwise this video will become, I think, 4 hours. Okay. Clear? And that is the beauty of the thing is that of the heart, that your electrical and mechanical activities are overlapping. While as in a skeletal muscle I taught you, you don't have this overlapping. Okay. In skeletal muscle, how was the graph? Can anyone remember? In skeletal muscle, the graph was like this. And then we had this. But in cardiac muscle, we have this, and mechanical response is like this. In this is the mechanical, isn't it? Fine. This is the mechanical response. This is the mechanical response. Mechanical response. So I have taught you these things. You should refer to those lectures. Okay. So can we now discuss some differences? Can we take the page? Can we take that hinge copy? If you have a notebook, please make it like this. If you have a notebook like this, you should write on one page essay note. What I am writing, and then another thing here. Okay, are we clear? Fine, very nice. First, before writing this, please write in the above. Please write a small box here like this. Write FRAP, sorry, is happening in which cells of the heart? Atrial myocytes, that is atrium, ventricular myocytes, and Purkinje fibers, Okay, SRAP, slow type, that transient and all that business is happening in SA node and AV node. Now easy? Has it become easy now? This is what you are not able to recognize in the book, and I am letting you recognize everything so that your book reading becomes easy. Clear? Is it clear now? Is it clear? How many phases will you write for FRAP? How many phases? 5 phases. How many phases for SRAP? 3 phases. 5 phases means rapid depolarization, early repolarization, plateau repolarization, and resting membrane potential. But for slow, we will write depolarization, 1 is absent, 2 is absent, repolarization 3, 4. So 0, 3, 4. 1, 2 not there. 1, 2 in not. SA node and AV node. Because SA node and AV node are 2, so I remember 1, 2 not present. How I remember? SA node and AV node are 2, isn't it? SA node is 1 and AV node is 2. You know, position in the way of position, that from SA node we get a discharge from to AV node. Then I remember that 1 and 2 not present. They are present, but they don't have 1 and 2. This is how I remember everything. Are we clear? Are we clear, my dears? Who is having a difficulty? Please let me know. I want to kill that person. Yeah. So take a book. So take a notebook, please. It's for your benefit. And please take it like this. First on this page, I will be writing, okay, this page. What about myocardial action potential? Myocardial action potential. If you have white A4 sheets, take 2 A4 sheets and arrange them like this, okay? Because you have a file and then you can see. Myocardial action potential. Myocardial action potential is how many phases? 5 phases. Should I first draw the graph? In the graph I show itself. I should remove this, okay? Notebook and all. Because I have taught you how to write. Again, if you are writing not in the way I'm telling you, then you will forget it. Then don't tell me in the answer, give a solution. Okay, myocardial action potential, right? Can we write this is myocardial action potential? Yes, sir. So what type of graph should I make on myocardial? Plateau type of a graph or those pre-potential type of a graph? If I want to make a graph for this myocardial action potential, which graph should I make? Plateau type of, yeah, exactly. Beautifully got my point, what I mean to say. Beautiful. You are now the masters of this graph. So you know, first is which phase, you keep telling and I keep making. Whatever you tell me, I will make. So I have this phase, which is the phase 4, isn't it? Phase 4, I should make phase 4. And this phase 4 is a resting potential. It is a resting potential, guys. It is a resting potential. Clear? Who is causing this? Who is causing this? More amount of positive out potassium channels. Clear? So which current will be there? IK current. IK current. So IK current dominates phase 4. This is how I can make for you to remember everything on the graph. Will not write everything. Will write everything on the graph to understand. Then I go to next phase. Let me make that next phase with different color. And that color becomes rapid upstroke. This is the phase 0. Phase 0. and phase 0 is rapid upstroke, guys. Rapid upstroke. Rapid upstroke. Okay. And this rapid upstroke means depolarization. Rapid upstroke means depolarization. Who is causing this? Voltage gated sodium channels. Voltage gated sodium channels. Voltage gated sodium channels. Open or close? Open. Sodium in or out? In. Sodium in. Clear? So in. Sodium in. Potassium out. Potassium out. Sodium in. Sodium in. Clear? So here can I draw with the next color like this small phase happened. This happened because of, I should not make it more curvy. I should make it like this, more like this, more like this. Yeah. This phase is the phase dash. Phase 1. Phase 1 means, so what was the current here, guys? What was the current, by the way, in the sodium? Which current was there? Current was I and A. Here the current will be I. Yes, 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 please. IK, because here transient initial repolarization happened. This phase is called the initial repolarization. Initial repolarization phase, guys. Initial repolarization phase. That means who is getting inactive? What were you making active at the depolarization? Sodium channel was active at the depolarization. Which phase will be initial repolarization? Inactivation of voltage gated. So voltage gated, you can write voltage gated sodium channel inactive. And who is beginning? We should write that here also. Who begins to open? Begins to open potassium. Which type? Voltage gated. Voltage gated. Now let me take another color. Which color should we take? This color. Okay. So this color will be having that plateau. So phase 2 is a plateau. Plateau phase. Phase 2. Plateau phase means which influx? Calcium in, potassium out. What will calcium do? Calcium will increase the calcium induced calcium release from sarcoplasmic reticulum and cause excitation, contraction, coupling, isn't it? Excitation, contraction, coupling. Are we able to understand? What is this? Myocardial contraction, my dears. Myocardial contraction. Did you call yesterday that absolute refractory period and this refractory period? Did you call that refractory period yesterday that it was not listening to anything? So yeah, exactly. I hope you are understanding. I'm relating everything here. Clear? Clear? Now phase 3 will start. Phase 3 will start. Let us take another color. Which color should we take? Green. Okay, let us take not green. Green is already taken. Let us take a sparkle so that it is going down. So you have this phase. This is phase 3. This is phase 3. So phase 3 is, what is phase 3? By the way, which current was here? If calcium was coming in, so it was a IK. Sorry, it was a IK, ICA and IK, isn't it? And here phase 3 will be rapid repolarization. Rapid repolarization. That means who is going massively out? Potassium is out. More potassium coming out. Through which channel? Yeah, slow, delayed, rectifier, potassium channel. Slow, delayed, rectifier, potassium channel. Who is closing at the same time? This is open. So who is closing? Calcium. Which type? Voltage gated. Are we having any doubt? No. No doubt, sir. No doubt. There is no doubt. And then I take next color, red color. Okay. Let us take black. Then we go towards this phase. This phase is called phase 4 again. Phase 4 again. And will be IK again. Are we clear? So can I say this period, this 200 millisecond period from this to this 200 millisecond period from this to this is called effective refractory period? It won't listen at that time, isn't it? Clear? Is there any doubt? Now can we take another? Okay, by the way, can I connect here some pharmacology? Little bit of pharmacology for you guys. Okay. Now there is a drug that is called which drug should I speak? There is a drug called, there is a fish. Okay, for first year people, first I have to tell that there is a fish. The fish has a toxin. There is a fish. Let me take this red. There is a fish. That fish is called puffer fish. This fish produces a toxin. Okay, tetrodotoxin. So what this tetrodotoxin does? It blocks the phase 0. Okay, so if they ask you tetrodotoxin in which phase? Phase 0. So which channel? So remember here, puffer fish. Write the way I'm writing. Don't make arrow. Please write this only. This puffer fish here. Okay, make a box for this puffer fish. And make color also if you have color. So puffer fish. Let me make puffer fish. Is this puffer fish? Yes, sir. Puffer fish. Okay, I have puffer fish. What a fish, isn't it? Triangular, rectangular fish. New invention. And there are some drugs which are inhibiting this channels also. Like you have anti-arrhythmic drugs. So write anti-arrhythmic drugs also. You don't have to remember them. Please write directly. Anti-arrhythmic drugs here also. Anti-arrhythmics. Anti-arrhythmics. Anti-arrhythmic drugs. If you understand this graph, then now your pharmacology will become easy. Okay, if you want to write antiarrhythmics, I can let you know some antiarrhythmics. So what antiarrhythmics we have is that is called Queen pyramid. At least remember two. Queen pyramid. So what Queen? Quinidine and diisopyramide. Let me let you know. Okay, please write it. Diisopyramide. Basically, I won't teach the pharmacology here. It's interesting pharmacology, but for you people, just give you an overview that what these drugs are doing is they come in a class called, this is under the class called class 1A antiarrhythmics. This is under class 1A antiarrhythmics. Okay, we have also that procainamide also. Okay, procainamide is also there. Procainamide. So these are acting here. What they do is they increase the action potential duration, which I will be teaching you in pharmacology. Okay, and they also have some potassium blocking effects. So it's not only that they have this sodium blockade. We also have class 1B. So we have class 1B also. Class 1B we have Ledmax. Ledmax is Lidocaine. Do you know lidocaine anesthetic? We are using it for the fibrillations. Lidocaine and maxilitine. So they are also, they come in the class 1B. And we also have, then there should be C. C means flecainide, propafenone. Let me write class 1C also. Class 1C. What are class 1C drugs? Flecainide, propafenone. They all are acting here only. Okay, clear? Class 1A, class 2A, class 3A. So you should write them like this: class 1A, class 2, class not 2, 1A, 1B, 1C. So another drugs which you have is the class 2, which are acting on the AC and AV nodal components. Okay, we are using it for example, atrial fibrillation, atrial flutter, supraventricular tachycardia. And if you want to control the rate control for atrial fib and atrial flutter. Okay. Yeah, what they do is, which phase do they inhibit? So they will be mostly written in the AV and SA node. I will be writing those class 2 in SA and AV node. Okay, because they decrease the slope of SA and AV node. Okay, so here just you can remember these. Fine. What else can we write, by the way? Yeah, phase 2. What is phase 2? Phase 2, where is phase 2? Yeah, phase 2 is calcium is going in, so you can block it. Can you block this calcium? Can you block this calcium as a doctor? Your heart is beating so fast. So calcium channel blocker, like we have verapamil, diltiazem. What? Diltiazem. So I remember it from dil. Dil means heart. So diltiazem. Okay. Diltiazem. And amlodipine. Wow, pharmacology is interesting. Amlodipine, verapamil. This is a calcium channel blocker. Which phase will it inhibit? Phase 2. So you can write the drugs in the box. Some specific things for you, because the exams are going like that, integrated, applied. As or we are applying. Okay. Have you written amlodipine? Yes, amlodipine. So by the way, class 3. So class 3 should be acting on what? Class 3 basically increase the AP duration. Okay. Class 3, they will increase the AP duration. So class 3, they will increase the AP duration. Increase the AP duration. Okay. Or QT interval prolongation is there. So we have amiodarone. Amiodarone. We have ibutylide. 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 Or we have dofilitide. Dofilitide. I am writing inverse. It was not dofilitide. It was dofetilide, isn't it? I got a tongue twister. Dofetilide and sotalol. Sotalol. These are all class 3. Okay. So if you tell me what they do, they will increase this. Do you know IK? This here you can write it. IK. They will prolong this. I'm making it more like this. Let me make it for you. They will make it more like this. See, more like this. In the pharmacology, I will teach you these drugs. Okay. So that's why AP duration will increase, isn't it? Will the AP duration increase or not? Can you see the new addition? Where are the people? Are we writing class 3? So class 3 should be here. Here. Is there any doubt in this? I have integrated each and everything, guys. Each and everything. On this one diagram, I am teaching you everything. If you write, you can write like this. Not understood? No, sir. Not understood? Okay. Have we written everything about this SA node, this ventricular muscle? Now we take about SA node on the next page. So SA node and AV node. Okay, I would write SA node on here. Okay, because SA node is the pacemaker. So SA node. Now what about this SA node? Is that SA node? Which graph should I make? Plateau type of graph or pre-potential type of graph? Should I make it that pre-potential of -60 type of graph, or yeah, we should make that graph only SA nodal type of graph. Okay. Let me make pacemaker action potential. So I should write, even you can write pacemaker action potential. Okay, pacemaker action potential, pacemaker action potential. Okay. So we have SA node, AV node, you can write it. Okay. But principally we have that SA node. So we have what phases are absent here, you can remember from my mnemonic. I taught you the mnemonic in the beginning, which are absent 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are absent. Okay, 1 and 2 are absent. Very nice. So this is so we should make a graph. And then we say this is -80, -60, -40, -20, and this is 0. And then we make this graph like this. And then it makes me time to reach the 60. And then I get a stroke. Okay, I made a big stroke, I think, yeah. Again, I have to get the 60 and then I begin that stroke. Then I make another stroke. Are we clear? I have already taught you. So this is phase 4. Okay, this is phase 4. And this is phase 0. This is phase 0 and this is phase 3. Is it difficult? So what was this potential? Can we call this as threshold potential? Threshold potential, yeah, this is threshold potential. Where I got the upstroke. So let us write here phase 0 is upstroke. Which channels have been opened? Calcium channel. Which type? Voltage gated. Opened or closed? Opened. And who is inactivated? Sodium channels are inactivated because we don't have that. We have less negative resting membrane potential of these cells. I have taught you. The resting membrane potential for these cells is less negative, isn't it? So that's why sodium will be closed. Okay. Phase 3. So which current, by the way, here? Which current? IK current. IK current. Phase 3. Phase 3 is repolarization phase. Repolarization. Phase 3 is repolarization. And phase 3 is repolarization means calcium channels are going to be inactivated. Calcium channel inactivation. Calcium channel inactivation. Which activated? Potassium activated. Which current? IK. Is it difficult? Now about phase 4. So I can write phase 4 here also. So you can write here also. It's okay. This is also phase 4. So phase 4 is slow spontaneous depolarization, isn't it? Slow spontaneous diastolic depolarization. So which channels? Funny. F for 4, F for funny. Funny current channels or funny current, IF channels. Okay, why they are funny? Because they are allowing both sodium and potassium movement, isn't it? Sodium and potassium inward current. They are mixed type of. They are mixed type of. Mixed type. So who is responsible for automaticity if they ask you? Isn't it phase 4? Funny. Automatic. So they will ask you which channel is responsible for automaticity. Funny. Funny is automaticity. That's why SA node, AV node have these funny channels. Okay. Clear? Now whatever I will can we give a correlation here? Can we connect this? Can we connect this with your physiology? See, whatever is your slope or of phase 4, whatever is the slope of phase 4 in SA node, I'm talking SA node will tell you the heart rate. So can we remember the agents which decrease the heart rate? Natural agents in the body. Yeah, you should write, not yes, you should write. Beautiful answer. Acetylcholine, adenosine. So those are decreasing the rate of diastolic depolarization. Okay. So remember here in phase 4, this phase 4 represents the heart rate. So this is the phase. If they ask you which phase of the pacemaker potential graph will the acetylcholine act to decrease the diastolic potential, you should write phase 4 as answer. Direct, take it and come home and sleep. That's it. Take it in the exam, come home and sleep. So we have acetylcholine acting here. We have adenosine, which can decrease the heart rate. Means decrease the rate of diastolic depolarization. Decrease the rate of diastolic depolarization. And then we have catecholamines, adrenaline, non-adrenaline. They will also act here. Adrenaline, noradrenaline, because we said heart rate is showing 4. 4 is heart rate. So if you give adrenaline, noradrenaline, what they will do? They increase the, now you will tell me, are they opening the IF channels more and more or decreasing the IF channels? Beautiful answer. So IF channel movement will increase. So open means increase the heart rate. This is simple as that. That's why spontaneous depolarizations will happen. Guys, are we able to understand, or we are able to just see this movie of 1-2 hours? Yeah. Should we attach some drugs here as a doctor? Because we are doctors, we have to treat the people, relieve their sufferings, mitigate their sufferings. Okay. Now we have a drug that is known as class 2. I love them drugs that are beta blockers, metoprolol, propanolol, esmolol, atenolol, timolol, carvedilol, all lol. Ha 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 ha. What? You're smiley. Lol. Lol. Timolol, metoprolol. There was a teacher, he was speaking like this. Propanolol, esmolol, atenolol. These are beta blockers. If they ask you what are beta blockers, directly shift your eye. If it's a physiology question, check where are lol. Wherever you say lol is beta blocker. Beta blocker will act what? They will decrease the SA nodal activity by decreasing the calcium currents. So which phase, which slope should they decrease? I want to decrease the slope, phase 4. Remember phase 4 again. So they decrease the slope. They decrease the slope of phase 4. So which drugs? Beta blocker. So you should write decrease the slope. Phase 4. Phase 4. Okay. Which drugs? Metoprolol. If I write carvedilol, then it will be having an alpha and beta activate. That it should not write. I should write simply those all lols. Propanolol. This is the famous propanolol. Esmolol. Timolol. Are we clear? Is this difficult? My dears, if you know physiology, see how it is making you a difference. Okay. Do we know some class 4 blockers? Class 4. So what they do is they prolong the repolarization phase in the AV node. What? Prolong the repolarization. So which phase should I go? Which phase should I mark? So they will decrease the rise of this and prolong this phase, repolarization. The drugs which are slow, no, letting it to slowly rise, action potential, and prolong the repolarization. Repolarization prolongation is done by which drugs? We have, we are not studying third year people. Class 4 antiarrhythmics, that is calcium channel blockers. Azam, Verapamil, Dilte Azam, Verapamil. Clear? So have we integrated pharmacology here? If you remember this today, then definitely you will qualify it. You will understand and treat the people. So these are all the drugs which are having that effect on your, how you can medically manipulate these heart rates and blocking these calcium channels. Okay. So I hope you have written this in the fashion I have told you in the 2 separate notes. Okay. I want you to have some insight of how some what is actually a dromotropic effect, what is an chromotropic effect, and what is an inotropic effect. Okay. And what is the effect of these autonomic nervous systems on this? Before going into that, I want you to understand mechanism of a simple drug which is important for you first year people is cardiac glycoside. There is a cardiac glycoside, a drug, that is digoxin. See, digoxin, what it does is, if I make a cell, and on this cell I have a sodium potassium ATPase pump. I have a sodium potassium ATPase pump, isn't it? And this sodium potassium ATPase, what it was doing is it was throwing the sodium out, isn't it? And bringing the potassium inside the cell, isn't it? Isn't it, my dears, or not? Or there is something different you have read? There. Now, if you inhibit this pump, what will happen? If you inhibit this pump, what will happen? Now there is another pump working in the cell that is called sodium calcium exchanger. Sodium calcium exchanger. Sodium calcium exchanger. And this sodium calcium exchanger was exchanging this with the calcium, was exchanging the sodium with the calcium. Okay. If you inhibit this sodium, calcium or sodium potassium ATPase, there will be indirectly, because sodium is kept more inside, will be remain more inside and potassium will remain more outwards, then there will be also the inhibition of this sodium calcium exchanger. So this is an indirect inhibition. Okay, this is an indirect inhibition. Are we clear? So what will happen? Will you be increasing the calcium inside? Because sodium was not able to be exchanged with the calcium. We were not able to exchange them. These all both are exchanger like this in the biochemistry. Sodium like this and this. So this is an exchanger called sodium calcium exchanger. And this is an exchanger called sodium potassium exchanger. Sodium potassium ATPase. So there is indirect inhibition of sodium calcium exchanger. So what you are finally giving is that if you are blocking this, then you will be increasing the intracellular levels of the calcium. You will be increasing the intracellular levels of the calcium. Intracellular levels of the calcium will start dash. Yes. Intracellular levels of calcium will stimulate dash. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Calcium induced calcium release. Calcium induced calcium release. So you have a channel inside the cell, that is the SCR, and this SCR is having more amount of calcium. So when you stimulate this with extracellular calcium, it will stimulate more production of calcium inside the cell, and more calcium inside the cell will increase the binding of this calcium with Modulin, and then it will form, it will cause cardiac contraction. It will cause cardiac contraction. Okay. So is digitalis a positively inotropic action agent or negatively inotropic from this mechanism? It is positively inotropic. Why? Because it was inhibiting the sodium potassium ATPase, leading to the increased concentration of calcium level inside the cell, and will finally produce positive inotropic action. So can I use it in heart failure patients to increase the contractility if heart is not pumping? Can I use digitalis, this digoxin? Because it will increase the intracellular calcium levels and will increase the contraction. Can I use it in atrial fibrillation? I will be teaching you atrial fibrillation later in the ECG. Atrial fibrillation, by stopping the AV node, it has AV nodal mode depression. The conduction of AV node will be decreased and SA node will be depressed. Okay. How will you treat digitoxin poisoning? If there is a digitoxin overdose, first, potassium normalization. Second, anti-digoxin fab. Digoxin fab. Okay, and you can also give magnesium. Digitalis overdose. I'll be teaching this in more detail in pharmacology, just giving for the first year physiology people this link correlation that digitalis is a positively inotropic agent. Now let me tell you some effects of the autonomic nervous system which we have already studied. We are just going to now have a review of everything. Okay. Now you tell me, what is chronotropic action? Chronotropic dash, write only one word. Chronotropic is concerned with dash, heart rate. Whenever we talk of chronotropic, it is about heart rate. Whenever we talk of domotropic, it's about conduction in the AV node, conduction velocity in AV node. Preferably we take AV node, okay? And if we talk of inotropic effect is contraction. Inotropic effect is contraction or contractility, okay? Now, if you are negatively chronotropic, so negatively, if I take this positively chronotropic, negatively chronotropic. Positively chronotropic means increase the SA node firing, increase the SA node firing, decrease the SA node firing is the negatively chronotropic action. Decrease SA node firing. Dromotropic effects. A negative dromotropic will cause decrease in the conduction velocity at AV node. Decrease in the conduction velocity in the AV node. At a positively dromotropic action will cause, okay, I will be telling you that in the ECG also. So positively dromotropic means increases the conduction velocity to the AV node. That means it will increase the conduction out from the atria to ventricle, and PR interval will get decreased. That I will be telling you later on. Inotropic effect. Inotropic effect is conduction. So positively inotropic effect is increase in the contractility. Negatively inotropic effect is decrease in the contractility. Is it difficult? Now we have two systems which are working, which I have taught you. One is parasympathetic nervous system, sympathetic nervous system, which is the part of ANS, autonomic nervous system. Now, if I talk about parasympathetic effect is primarily by your SA node, atria, and AV node. They have parasympathetic vagal innervation. Parasympathetic vagal. Like this SA node, AV node, we have like this, right vagus, left vagus. But ventricles don't have a parasympathetic nerve supply. Please remember, ventricles don't have parasympathetic supply. It is SA node, AV node and atria. So who is the principal neurotransmitter? Acetylcholine. Taught you 1 lakh times. Which receptors are present here? Muscarinic receptors. Muscarinic receptors. So acetylcholine will work on muscarinic receptors. Are we clear? First year people, are we clear? Acetylcholine will act on muscarinic receptors. What is the effect? What is the effect of parasympathetic? Increase the heart rate or decrease heart rate? Decrease the heart rate. Increase contractility or decrease contractility? Decreased contractility. But which part only? Atria. Please remember, only atria. Dromotropic effect decreases or increases? Decreases, because it's not letting to conduct, because AV node is blocked by the vagus. Vagus is blocking the AV node. Can we understand? Fine, understood. So is it showing a negative chronotropic effect? Can I say it is decreasing the rate of phase 4 depolarization? Can I say chronotropic effect by parasympathetic is decreasing the phase 4? Very nice answer. Here, can I say it is decreasing the IF funny current? Because IF was responsible for the sodium, because sodium was responsible for this and it won't be able to depolarize. What about the negative dromotropic effects of parasympathetic system? Negative. So we are under the heading of parasympathetic nervous system. Negative dromotropic effect of parasympathetic nervous system is that it will decrease the conduction velocity through AV node, because dromotropic I told you above. If you are not able to understand terminology, how we can apply? Decrease the AV nodal conduction velocity. Better is to speak conduction velocity. Decrease the AV nodal conduction velocity. Are you actually decreasing the inward calcium current? Am I decreasing the ICA and increasing the IK to cause the conduction decrease? Exactly. Can you explain now how dromotropic? Now what people do is they start speaking dromotropic if it is something which is decreasing. So you should speak in words of calcium and potassium. You should not speak in words of simple layman language or a medical doctor. You should speak in the way of graphs, in the way of calcium currents, potassium currents. That's how you can learn the pharmacology also. Otherwise you will be like that way, learning that, something like simple, not make it more simple. It's like, understand it well. Sympathetic nervous system, what is the effect? Now you have norepinephrine preferably coming on the beta 1 receptors. What receptors? Beta 1 receptors. What is the effect of sympathetic? Positively chronotropic or positively negatively chronotropic? Is it positively chronotropic or negatively chronotropic? It's positively chronotropic. Very nice. So it is positively chronotropic and it increases the heart rate by increasing dash phase of depolarization. Phase 4 of depolarization. Increasing the phase 4 of depolarization. I'm just connecting it. What current will be increasing? IF, because it is sodium. Sodium current will increase. And phase 4 depolarization is dependent on the sodium. Funny channel. Are we clear? Three potential concepts. I am talking the same thing which I have taught you in this lecture only. What is about dromotropic effect of the sympathetic nervous system? Dromotropic effect. What about the dromotropic effect of the sympathetic? It increases positively dromotropic. Through the AV node, conduction velocity will increase. That means it will decrease the PR interval. That is a different story in the ECG I will teach you. But yeah, here I am telling you it is increasing the calcium current. Which calcium, outward or inward? Inward calcium, sir. That's why dromotropic conduction velocity will increase. Are we able to understand these small things, how they can test you, how you can get tested? So have you understood this digitalis concept? Have you understood this digitalis concept? Digitalis concept is speaking what? It is telling me that I am increasing the force of contraction by inhibiting the sodium potassium ATPase. Where is the diagram? I will repeat this for you for chronotropism because we have discussed dromotropic, inotropic, and chronotropic. I will again discuss. Where is that diagram, by the way? Where did I write that diagram? Yeah. Yeah. See what I am doing. What I am doing actually. I am increasing the force of contraction by inhibiting the sodium potassium ATPase in the myocardial cell membrane. If you inhibit sodium potassium ATPase, you are increasing the intracellular sodium, isn't it? If you are inhibiting this sodium potassium ATPase, you are letting the sodium to increase intracellular because it was the function of sodium potassium ATPase to throw the sodium out. But here you are inhibiting this ATPase. So more inside the concentration, the intracellular concentration of sodium will increase. And that that gradient will destroy. That gradient will destroy cell membrane gradient. So what will finally happen? There is another exchanger, that is sodium calcium exchanger, which was throwing the calcium out. That depends on this gradient. You diminish this gradient, what will happen? You will further increase the calcium of sodium. So sodium increased, calcium increased. Sodium increased, calcium increased, led to the contraction. Are we able to understand? I have taught this so many times in the neurophysiology, but again I repeat it for you people. Are we clear? Can we now understand if someone tells you what is the effect of digitalis? Can you explain them on two ion basis? Two exchanger. Which exchanger will you speak? You will speak sodium potassium ATPase and sodium calcium exchanger. You would say sodium is increasing intracellularly and calcium is also increases intracellularly. And finally increasing the myocardial contractility. Okay, so have we understood today's topic? So thank you very much for your time. And in the next class, maybe we start with the ECG, the important class, but it is just fundamentals for your physiology. I'm not going to teach ECG as cardiology. I will be teaching that in medicine, the disease part and everything. But you need to understand at this level only the basics. You don't have to understand it in great detail because you can't understand it because you haven't read pathology, you haven't read medicine. So it is basically the part of cardiology medicine that you learn the ECG in depth. But I will be giving you some basic insights and some 1, 2, 3 diseases I will teach you. Okay. So see you all in the tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's class is going to be important. So take care and bye bye.